Okay, so we are back with more negative reviews for apps, finance apps in particular. Let's get to the finance page. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna cut out the positive reviews because forget all that toxic positivity ish. If you don't like it, then don't watch. I ain't got time to be, you know, um, going back and forth on my on what I'm talking about in the video. We came here to see some negative reviews. All right. So we left off at Cash App last video. Next up, PayPal. Right. 6.3 million ratings. Not as much as some of the other four, or I'm sorry, the other three, but still quite a bit. So let's see what people didn't like about this. Didn't like about PayPal's app. Obviously, of course, after my phone catches up. Wow. Wow, PayPal. So this one says order not received from organized deals. Ordered a child shirt and never received. That's too bad. Slow. Fukas. I don't know what they were trying to spell with that. I hate PayPal so far. It's been the biggest pain to deal with. Every other banking app is probably better. Worst app ever made. Feels a little opinion based, but you can, I guess, imagine where they're coming from. Give me my $8.23. My Melody Kawaii. So I had been working hard to get money since I'm low-key young and can't get a job yet. So I found out a way to make some money, and when it finally arrived in my PayPal account, I was like, yes, finally I'm rich. But no, PayPal wouldn't give me my goddamn money. Please give me my money. I worked for a week, please. Oh, that's too bad. They're probably, from the sounds of it, they're probably younger than 16, and I don't know what country this is from, but within the U.S., they're probably younger than 16 if they can't get a job. But if you're young, like that sucks. Like sub 16, that sucks to not get your money when it says that you've made some money. Fees from old fart. PayPal will literally grape you on fees. They charge you to send, then charge the receiver a fee to both receive and then withdraw the money. Insane. Compared to other international money services, they charge so much. Wise and MoneyGram are better in almost every way. Well, maybe I'll get to those finance apps. Um, but yeah, old fart. He's not filling all the fees in PayPal apparently. Worst cash service I ever used by a name I cannot pronounce. I used this company through a third party. I got scammed from the seller using Etsy for my wedding dress. I contacted the seller multiple times. When I contacted PayPal, they told me my account was suspended for fraud. When I was the person that got scammed or scammed. Worst experience ever using a cash service. I do not recommend the company to anyone. Quite frankly, ma'am, I'm assuming. That sounds like that's more so on the seller on Etsy than PayPal, you know. Um, PayPal offers zero protection against fraud. Look at this novel right here by Po Ku. Recently, I was told by my bank that an app I was spending money on was committing fraud and flagged in their system. It was why I would have issues every time I tried putting money into the app. Even PayPal would decline sending me text to confirm I was wanting to approve the transaction. So after Regions Bank filed a dispute on my behalf, they not only got back every dollar I spent, but also the international charges I was assessed. So I decided to reach out to PayPal to see if they were aware and if there was any way to dispute with them. Mind you, this is after being told by Apple that this particular app had already been pulled from the Apple App Store. PayPal's response basically was they don't have methods to dispute transactions if the seller is committing fraud. and I'm basically out the money because I spent believing I was spending money on a legitimate site. I will no longer do business with PayPal if they don't care about protecting the customers from fraud. I know Venmo does, as do other bank type apps. Just keep in mind, just keep that in mind when you're using PayPal. I suggest using their app to bring money in and then move your money to another card with a bank you can trust to help safeguard you against fraud. Even Apple Pay will protect you against fraud. I've never used Apple Pay, so I can't speak to that. But yeah, be careful with sites and various apps, y'all. I mean, this doing these videos kind of, will hopefully help people to kind of make a decision on the negatives of one app versus another, or just the negatives in general. But yeah, that's too bad. Trying to get a live person on the phone is a joke. I've tried calling several times and the automated system just keeps giving me my information and does not let me speak with a representative. Yeah, that can be annoying. I'll go to worst banking app experience ever. Useless additional agent, Eugene Butt. Absolutely pointless service. No bank, nor fintech. Lots of limits. Complicated menu. Endless confirmations. KYS, whatever that means. Requests more and more data. And the output is a useless intermediary broker between normal banks and the recipient of funds. I mean, everyone has their opinion, I guess. But I feel like that's most apps, though. Most banking type apps are like a PayPal. Terrible. TamZim. Literally worst app ever. I hate it. Okay, well, there's that. What happened to send on the app? I've been trying to send a little bit of money all morning long and keep getting a P2P data service error 0. I went on the laptop and it's fine. Can you please let people know when you're down? This is ridiculous. I wasted so many hours. Yeah. No bueno. No. Not user-friendly. Scoons 10. One of the worst apps I ever used. Not user-friendly at all. They couldn't make their page any more complicated if they tried. The worst payment service app there. I dread using this one. So some UI issues in their case, and then the other review I read. Worst banking app experience ever. TJW reviewer. I got hacked, so I changed my password. Then suddenly I realized the hacker spit $19.85 out of my Cash App card. I reported the Cash App card. Okay. I reported the transaction and not even a day later, they said it was an authorized transaction and did not give me a refund. 0 stars if I could to PayPal. Well, unless they mean Cash App card in terms of a service through PayPal, it sounds like your card was through Cash App, Oh, let's read this one. DEI. No longer supporting this application due to the softening of DEI initiatives. So not even having to do with the card services or anything like that, just DEI. Okay, bro. Sagasta. Okay, so that was PayPal. Various ranging topics of issues that people had, to each their own. Now we got Venmo, all right. 15 million ratings. People love to rate Venmo. Clearly, it's the most ratings I've seen for an app that I've done so far. Also, they have a pretty high rating, 4.9 out of 5. All right, so bad support team from Tim Waters. Not stoked on their support team. Overcharged me fees and offered no reconciliation. Venmo by MK. Oh my goodness, I forgot what that leaf is called. Venmo. How eloquently put. Zelle is better. Zelle user, stay away. Froze my account out of nowhere and found out that it's very common practice. Fortunately, I did not have any money in it, but I heard people But I heard people having locked out of their account and can't withdraw any money. Yeah, that would really suck. At the same time, in general, now I'm not saying that this reviewer is doing this, but you want to be careful with people that come from other accounts that are stands for other apps, banking apps, finance apps, whatever, or simply employees of other apps coming and shit talking, another app. No customer service. Trixie LaRude. Be very, very careful. If you accidentally pay the wrong person, there is no way to cancel a payment and absolutely no customer service support at all. Yes, it was my mistake, but it's irresponsible to have no support for a financial app. Yeah, that can be annoying. No way to fix mistakes if mistakes are made. Payment issues. This is Biduderman. This is one of the worst payment apps I've ever seen. Don't use it. Okay, not very descriptive. Why use this? Aunt Ollie. Zelle doesn't charge you. Why would anyone use this? I never will again. Well, it's the fourth or fifth most popular finance app, so unhelpful with return. They don't help. Succinctly said, I guess, from Ava and Olson. Chargeback issues. The Brendan Lee 26. My review is based on my experience. I used to like using Venmo, but recently they have not been performing well at all. My friend didn't do a chargeback, but his card did a chargeback to me on Venmo. They ended up taking $36 from me. All the copy and paste Venmo people keep sending the same thing, saying 75 days, or I guess you meant saying 75 days you gotta wait, and that it's all on the card issuer to tell them. Why do I need to wait for my money when I showed all the proof I have? This has been a very unpleasant experience with Venmo, and I would like to be compensated since Venmo assistants aren't doing anything for me. Yes, swiping money will do that to you. Customer service and policies. Che Lieb. If someone is scammed, they shouldn't be told to try to work it out with the person that scammed. Very, very poor customer service and policies. Work it out. Oh, goodness. They won't fix your account. The real Brian English. Had a hard time adding money to my account. Tried to contact them. They couldn't fix it, so they closed my account down. Do not get this app. They don't have access to fix accounts. Well, if that's true, that's really inefficient. Terrible. CXDZ4. Froze my account for no reason and can't access my money. Can't buy my flight. Well, I hope you don't have to be there by a certain date. Don't use this app. It loses your money. I transferred $250 earlier to my debit card, and now the money is just lost. Clean for well-being. But depending on how much money you have, that's gonna hurt. So we have a first developer response for Venmo. Can't access account by Tanner Ober whatever. Been trying to change my password for over a year now, and every time I change it, Venmo will say it is the incorrect password. I've made multiple tickets with no emails from Venmo. Developer response, and this was 3 years ago. Hi, sorry for the confusion. You'll need to verify your identity in the app before you can use your Venmo balance to make payments. Once verified, payments will first be funded from your Venmo balance if the amount of the payment does not exceed your available balance. Check out this site. So this has been Venmo. Okay. Interesting list of complaints. And lastly, for this video, we shall do Zelle. Now, some people had suggested Zelle in the Venmo reviews, and this by far has the least amount of ratings too. Okay. But yeah, 4.5 out of 4.8 out of 5, so not crazy. Phone number. I'm just tag. If the phone isn't under your actual name, you can't attach or use it with your Zelle account. There are lots of people who share lines to cut costs. Absolutely ridiculous. Don't use as much as I used to, and encourage my family and friends to use other apps as well. Use any other app. Wire transferring using ACH in 2025. They do not inform you of this. When it takes a full week and you haven't seen a transfer go through, you assume it will not ever go through. Nope, they'll just take the transfer anyways. No way to cancel it and no way to know if it actually went through. They will then charge you a $40 fee and make your bank go into the negatives if you don't have enough funds because it's technically a check. Complete nonsense. Use Venmo. Now you got a reviewer here saying go to Venmo. Interesting. Trash. M. Rossi. Trash. Amazing. Last reviewer is Horny Farmer. Well, that probably won't help you, sir. Or madam. Difficult setup. Can one really trust third-party app with access to banks? I don't know if that's an actual complaint or not. App is inconsistent. From over at 2000. Often doesn't work when I need it to. Yeah, that's a little annoying. Horrible. Harry Potter lover. They made my bank app get locked. They made it to where my PayPal doesn't work anymore. They spam call even when you are asleep. Still makes you download so many apps just to figure stuff out, and I'm going through a lot as it is. I don't need them to make it any worse, so I don't recommend this app to anyone ever. Both of my bank accounts are now restricted, and I'm losing my Chase bank account soon because they put false checks into my account. I hope what these people are saying in their reviews are true, because if it's not, then that's basically just shit talking. But, if this is true, then yeah, that sucks to lose whole accounts from another account being funky. Upset I would no longer be able to use. Good app, though SIN limits are too small. Very upset my bank is not contracted with Zelle, and so I will have to stop using this app to receive and send payments. This is very, very disruptive to my business. I can imagine. Have to let all your customers know. No use for this app. There is no use for this app since it just asks you to use the bank app instead. Why do they even have this app when it can't be used? Yeah, that's kind of running in circles. A bank app that you can just use instead of downloading Venmo or Zelle, rather. Worst third-party money app by Lord and Famous. The fact that the app won't be used anymore and only directly through their bank account says a lot. It doesn't give Zelle anything special to lean on when competing with Cash App or Zelle on top of the countless banks not accepted. Just download Cash App or Venmo, guys. Trust me. A lot of people don't like Venmo though, so Zelle is a scammer. They allow scammers to scam people. Well, that's what scammers do. Horrible. Joe Michael Verdier. I run a small business and some people send me money on Zelle. I had someone send me $20 and somehow a person's family member or wife tried to get the money back and it was flagged as fraudulent. Now my Zelle account is banned for life. I had nothing to do with this. Now whenever I try to get a hold of the customer service, it's always foreign people that can't even speak English. Zelle is monopoly. That's literally not true. I can't use a different service, and now I'm going to have to change my entire bank account because of this. A monopoly, sir, is when there's no other company in that industry or field. There's plenty of third-party money apps aside from Zelle. Let's see. So I'll do two more. Extremely frustrating experience. No customer service and unable to deposit funds. By Larnison or I. Arneson? I don't know. I've had nothing but issues with this app. First and foremost, there's absolutely no customer service to reach out to. I've tried contacting support multiple times with no response, which is beyond frustrating. Even worse, I can't even deposit money into my account. Every time I try, the app just freezes or gives an error. It's incredibly disappointing that they make it so difficult to get help or resolve basic functionality issues. I've wasted so much time, and I'll be deleting this app. I would not recommend it to anyone. Okay, straightforward, to the point. Customer service is a big deal, for any kind of service, app or otherwise, especially when it deals with money. App doesn't log in correctly by Burger Rag. That's a little gross. The app doesn't log me in without having to close and reopen the app 100 times. A little bit of an over-exaggeration. It's very unreliable, and the bank integration is going to be brain dead. Good job on making a sped app. Alrighty then. Maybe. Well, I mean, I've never used Zelle or whatever. Um, but yeah, that back end support is pretty. It's pretty important. So those are some of the the negative reviews on Zelle. I keep wanting to call Zelle Venmo. Um, but yeah, so we'll have Capital One Mobile, MoneyLion, and Chand. I've never heard of Chand. We'll have those up next. And another banking app that I've used in the past. It would be interesting. Oh, Progressive. I guess insurance apps are finance based apps, you know? Anyway, y'all, I'll see y'all